Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you thought we were done. Well, clearly Haidoukin doesn't want it to end. We've gone from hairy man legs to smoxic and shark boy to Haidoukin, and the only reason I talked about Haidoukin is because he was clearly taking sides, which forced me to defend smoxic and knock away all the false information. Now at this point, I'm on Smoxic's side because of how bad Shark Boy is, and honestly, Haidoukin is really not helping. Alright, so Haidoukin made a video clearly aimed towards me. Wow, my first accusations. I might shed a tear. You know what? Take all I own. I forfeit it. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, here's my response to the video.
Guess we're doing this stupid thing again. If you didn't already read the title, I'm going to be responding to the very dumb allegations made about me, trying to make me out to be an untrustworthy liar which is going to break into your home at night at the spooky hour of 3 AM and call Coach on an iPhone 2 which was dipped in the remains of a skeleton from Crescendo.
Starting off, that didn't make very much sense. Are you just gonna break in to call Coach? What, do they have better service where they live? And how do you dip something in the remains of a skeleton? I don't think you thought this through.
Most of these allegations come from people like RecInfo and Smoxic with his friend who is willing to harass someone because they think their popularity is going to cover it up. Anyway, the first video we're going to be looking at is the top of the notch 360p video made by big man RecInfo.
Top notch 360p? Oh right, I didn't care enough to tell him that I didn't have my equipment. And since when does the quality of my background footage matter? It has nothing to do with the video anyway.
I mean, you could have at least made it in 720p so I don't have to rip my eyes out of the hole so I can see the top of the notch Minecraft gameplay in the background of the video.
Dude, you didn't have to watch the video, you could have set it aside and listened. Also, I wouldn't mock Minecraft gameplay in the background, as it is commonly used by other commentators. Besides, nobody wants to watch Friday Night Funkin' in the background, let's be honest. If they wanted to see that, they would watch a video with audio in it. Something I taken to note is that rhythm games aren't really good to put in the background, but Haidoukin is probably just too lazy to take like 10 minutes to record a game of laser tag on Wreck'em or something. Recently, Haidoukin, who was one of the first people to talk about Harry.
The first point I want to make is the fact that at the beginning of the video he says I was one of the first people to make a video about hairy man legs. This is 100% false.
It's not actually false. I said one of the first. I didn't specify which one of the first you were. You were also one of the first ones to get really into the spotlight for the topic, as you were the first person that many people saw on the topic.
The first people to make videos on hairy man legs was obviously Emerald, the mastermind behind the hairy man legs diss track, Raw Kills, who kicked Harry out of his dorm, and the most famous Can of Beans and Jeff, who proved Harry was mega mean.
Emerald, as you said in the video, as the first person, uploaded his diss track a year ago. But wait, what's this? This is meant as a joke? Haidoukin, if it's a joke, he isn't a part of the drama. Raw Kills doesn't even have a video about hairy man legs, and you've made me waste my time looking through his channel to find one. And just because he kicked Harry from his dorm doesn't mean he's a part of the drama. As for Can of Beans and Jeff, the video is clearly a joke. I'll be linking their channels down below so you can take a look for yourselves, and maybe even show some support to them since Haidoukin is throwing them under the bus. Wait, he's one of the original people? Dang, that means he's very trustworthy.
Wait, did he just call me trustworthy? I thought this video was meant to be against me. Have I been mean? Should I apologize? I should. Shouldn't I? I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. And I don't expect
too long of a joke, and the audio really didn't help either. It's hard to take this kid seriously when his voice is like completely monotone and doesn't show any emotion. Don't believe me? Good choice, because he isn't.
Oh, well I guess it wasn't a compliment then.
Before I do that though, let me explain something. Recently, Smoxic made an alt account on YouTube to expose Shark Boy after Shark Boy made a video about him saying some bad things. And honestly, to defend myself, I'd do the same thing. Anyway, Haidoukin saw everyone trying to say that Smoxic is a liar, and decided to hop onto it in hopes of getting views.
The second point I want to make is that Wreckman Info over here is clearly in support of Grimmix, who is Smoxic for those who don't know.
Yes, I am in support of him. He is receiving hate from a larger YouTuber that causes more drama, and it is unneeded. I don't care that Smoxic said the N-word. Does it matter? No. Does it make him a bad person? No. Just because he said one word doesn't mean he's a bad person.
Which means that he knows that Smoxic made an alt account, which means that RecInfo is supporting someone who broke the YouTube terms of service twice. Allow me to explain. So basically, tiny baby man Smox got his main channel terminated because he broke the YouTube terms of service by using the platform to harass someone.
He didn't break YouTube's terms of service. Harry Mash reported his original channel until it got terminated, and he got permission from YouTube themselves to make the alt account. If you paid attention, you would have known. And the criticism isn't against the TOS either. Otherwise, both of our accounts would be gone too.
The second time he broke the terms of service was when he decided to be an edgelord and create an account called Grimmix, which reminds me of this 2012 bass boosted intro which everyone uses.
How is that being an edgelord? He created a new channel. Is it the name? Someone explain.
Then the mini-man himself, recexposes.com, says that he would do the same thing if it happened to him. So he basically just said that he would happily break the YouTube terms of service.
Again, making a channel after termination isn't against the terms of service. Congratulations, Haidoukin, you've made me waste my time again. Why do I say this? Because I just read the entire YouTube community guidelines to prove you wrong. And since you didn't read it, you're gonna look like an idiot. Here's a picture talking about the guideline strike system. It explains how a channel can be terminated, yet it also says that YouTube can review it. In Smoxic's case, YouTube saw all the drama surrounding him and said it was okay to make a second channel, but his original channel will not be reactivated. However, even without him asking YouTube, he could have made his channel, as it never states anywhere that making a channel after termination is against the TOS or community guidelines.
He then follows up by saying that I only made a video on Smoxic for views because everyone else was doing it.
Yes, you are making it for views. Your drama videos have more views than your other videos, so you came back to attack me. Which a lot of people deem me as a trustworthy source. Your thinking is that if you attack me, it could ruin my reputation, and therefore a lot of my viewers would go to you instead. But since I've already made a video on you and how stupid you are, my viewers won't trust you, and this video I'm exposing right now is just more evidence to go on how stupid you are.
When you say everyone else, I'm just gonna assume you mean everyone that made a video on Smoxic because that makes perfect sense. So let's see how many people made videos explaining Smoxic then, shall we? Well, I counted about 5 videos on Smoxic, including myself, so let's say 4. Because I apparently copied everyone else. Also, this was the amount I found when I just wrote Smoxic in the search bar.
When I talk about everyone else, I mean the people who have made videos on Sharkboy, Smoxic, Harry, or anybody else related to the drama. That adds up to a lot more videos than what you show.
To add on top of that, I was in a Discord call with 2 of the people who made videos on Smoxic. I was in a call with Sharkboy and Ruster while they were making their videos. Ruster had just finished recording his and Shark was editing his. To prove that I was in a VC with them, look at the screenshot which I gave to them. There, it was a screenshot stating that Smoxic didn't have Harry Manner's criminal record.
Smoxic never stated that he had the criminal record. In fact, the video against Harry, the one that got removed, he stated that he heard of it, not that he had it. Besides, you don't have any evidence to back up that he said this anyway, so it's not a smart thing to put in your video.
So that's 2 out of the 4 who made videos on Smoxic. And also, would you look at this? I uploaded my video on March 25th, which was 4 days before you, Mr. Rec Info, uploaded a video talking about Smoxic and Sharkboy, where in the description of said video, you said that you didn't trust Smoxic for him not being able to back up any of his evidence. Oh, and what's this? You said in the video that Smoxic's video was filled with false info and things taken out of context.
So recently Smoxic has released a video to basically expose Harry, but there were a few problems. His video was completely filled with false evidence and things taken out of context. Listen, Haidoukin, I uploaded this video because I was in the voice call. If I wasn't in it, I wouldn't have uploaded the video. I was in Shark's stream where he was raiding, and I made that video to clear it up that it wasn't a part of the raid. However, you are talking about the video explaining Smoxic's channel, which has since been taken down, and Smoxic has been doing a lot better with showing evidence. This has given me trust in him, and I am defending him against all these false allegations that I was placing in time where they say it happened. Let's take my last video as an example. You stated a bunch of things that happened in his Discord. However, I was in that Discord around the time you said it happened, and I was able to prove that false. When my video against Smoxic was made, I didn't really trust him as he had no evidence, and I wasn't there when he said it happened. So I couldn't back him up and prove that his evidence was factual, and now he has been taking screenshots and used those to back up his claims as he speaks in his videos. Yeah, this has been thrown around a bit, but it wasn't said in any of Smoxic's videos, so I'm not sure whether to believe it or not. But for you guys watching this, just pretend it was never said because there isn't much evidence to back it up.
And to top it all off, Info says to completely disregard a piece of information after saying that the information wasn't said in any of Smoxic's videos. Even though the clip I showed in that video was from his new channel Grimmix, where he tried to expose me and Volts.
Response in where he claims that Smoxic faked information about him holding a kid at gunpoint.
I said to disregard this information because there isn't enough evidence to back up either side. Smoxic showed 2 screenshots, yet you didn't show any screenshots and said that it was false. The story sounded a bit far-fetched, however, and I didn't know which side to believe, so I said to disregard it. Which me saying that doesn't put any blame on either side, so we are pretty much even.
Keep in mind, this is coming from the guy that says he spends hours checking his facts to make sure they're accurate. I mean, like, come on, at least be good at lying if you're gonna do it.
You made me go to 3 different channels and look through all their videos, and you made me read the YouTube TOS and community guidelines. I'm pretty sure I spend a lot of time verifying my evidence.
Do it.
You literally didn't say that Volts did that, so how exactly are you using this as evidence?
Info then says that me saying that Smoxic has no evidence is completely false without even backing himself up with his own info.
The clip you played had nothing to do with you or Smoxic. I was talking about Sharkboy in that clip, and then talked to you asking how you were using it as evidence as you didn't show any screenshots.
Also, I have screenshots to prove this is real. For context, Ninja is Smoxic.
You keep showing that same screenshot about the whole criminal record thing. I really don't care if he has it or not. Besides, as I keep saying, that was on the channel that he didn't verify evidence, and that channel I still stand by as a false channel. However, as I keep saying, Smoxic has gotten a lot better with his commentary and evidence. Bringing up his old channel is basically you saying that people can't change.
I mean, like, what on earth happened to the hours of research that went into the video? Almost seems as if he's making this up on the spot. But surely the reliable source, Info, would never lie. I mean, he has info in his name.
Nothing you just said made any sense. He went from talking about assuming he was like everyone else who made videos, and then all of a sudden started talking about Americans with guns. You can't just say Americans and guns and use it as evidence, and quite honestly, that's a very stupid thing to say.
Another point I want to make is that during this he says that I went from talking about how I'm like everyone else who has made videos on the subject to Americans with guns, when in truth, I actually went from talking about how Smoxic fakes his evidence to talking about how he probably faked the evidence revolving around guns because he probably thought Volts was from the United States of Controls because most Wrecking YouTubers are from America.
Again, a stupid thing to say. You're saying that Smoxic assumed Volts was American, yet you can clearly tell in his videos by his accent that he is indeed not American. I get you don't like Smoxic, but to assume that he's too dumb to tell the difference between an American and a British person from their accent makes you look stupid. Also, just because there are more American Wrecking YouTubers than British Wrecking YouTubers doesn't mean the British people just suddenly lose their accent. I'm honestly dumbfounded that he would say something like that. I was in the Saints Underground server as well, and 1, this never happened, and 2, it's his server so he can say what he wants. Besides, if a kid joins, then that's the kid's fault for being there. You can't hold Smoxic accountable for that. Another thing to note is that Smoxic's whole viewership is not directed towards kids. His content is more directed towards an older audience. Therefore, his server will be the same. He shouldn't have to worry about what he says if the server was never meant to be a kid server in the first place.
This guy just said that Smoxic can say inappropriate things to minors because he owns the Discord server. I have a question for you. Are you under the influence of any illegal drug by any chance? Because all of this shit is complete BS.
I did not say that he could say inappropriate things towards minors. In fact, his inappropriate language wasn't even directed towards minors anyway. As I said in the video, he made the server for an older audience, and if he says something inappropriate and a kid is talking in there, that doesn't mean he's talking to the kid. The kid just happens to be there, and the speech wasn't directed towards him. Which in that clip I was trying to say, if he says something inappropriate and the kid is there, then Smoxic cannot be held responsible since the kid isn't supposed to be there. Haidoukin purposely took this out of context to make me sound bad, and it does make me sound bad. However, I'm the one who made the video, so I'm able to tell you guys what I actually meant.
He then says it's the kid's fault for being in the Discord server in the first place. Keep in mind that he says this right after he says that Smoxic never did any of the inappropriate stuff to kids. Seems like you're hiding something.
Yes, it is the kid's fault for being there. Did Smoxic break into the kid's house and make the kid join his Discord? I don't think so. The kid is the one who clicked the link, the kid is the one who joined. So yes, it is the kid's fault for being there.
Misinformation. I'm like, if there were no kids in the Discord server, why are you giving him an excuse? If there were no kids, you don't need an excuse. And to top it all off, he then follows this up by saying that Smoxic's content is aimed towards an older audience and his Discord applies by the same rules. First off, his content may be aimed to an older, more grizzled and battle-hardened audience who survived in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, but it doesn't change the fact that kids watch your content. Rec Room is a kids game, whether you like it or not. It's advertised towards kids, so if you willingly make content about it, you should acknowledge the audience you're gonna get. Second of all, his older audience may be uncomfortable with the type of stuff Smoxic has said to minors if it was aimed at them. Not everyone is comfortable with that stuff, it's common knowledge.
If they aren't comfortable with it, then there's the door. You open it, and you leave. The same thing applies with the younger audience. It doesn't matter if a younger audience watches it, he made his content for an older audience, and he isn't going to change it because a kid decided to watch it. And his server will stay the same with his content, since it coincides with his content.
Rec Info then says that the type of stuff Smoxic says should be expected in a Discord server aimed towards older people, when in reality most adult Discord servers are just filled with people who don't want to deal with kids, which makes sense.
Got any evidence to show, or are you just gonna hide it? If you really didn't send anything, you would have shown your message history results.
You want me to show my message history? Okay then.
Can we talk about the fact that he's using an alt in this clip? Because if I take a look at his profile, then, well, it's his face and the name Haidoukin. The fact that his name is also Recinfo Stupid shows how childish he actually is. Now, okay, cool, he showed the screenshot. Also, it's very hard to read. Might want to take your own advice when you were making fun of my video quality. No, that didn't happen. He would have asked me to make it as well if that were true, since we were both active at the time it happened. And he never said it in the server either because I would have seen it. Smoxic said that he would expose Sharkboy for it, him, not you. You are using the fact that the server is gone as a way to make up false information just for views.
He didn't say it on the server because at the time my account was disabled and he didn't precisely tell me to talk about any of that stuff. But he did say he wanted me to expose Shark for all of the messed up stuff he had allegedly done, which we had talked about in the past.
At the time your account was disabled. Really? If so, then how would he have asked you over Discord? If your account was disabled, then you wouldn't be able to access it, therefore he couldn't have asked you to make the video. Also, your account wasn't disabled because you were using it to talk in the server up to the point where it got taken down. It's not how the moderation works. They join the room but do not make themselves co-owners. I don't believe that the whole Star Centurion inappropriate room thing is true, but don't use it to get an upper hand over someone, especially when you aren't on the mod team so you don't know how they moderate rooms. You're probably wondering how I know the moderation system works, and to put it simple, I had a map stolen before and had to contact the mod to get it back. And they never became co-owner on the map.
The whole co-owner thing is completely true. Did you ever think that during this video, that maybe the person who made the room put the inappropriate stuff in an unreachable area up in the sky, unreachable for the normal player to get to? I mean, you could say that he should have just given himself the moderator role, but there's a high chance that the creator of the room only allowed co-owners or owners to reach that area. That's why he had a co-owner role in the room so he could reach said places. It's not that hard to understand.
You stupid? This completely goes against what you said in your original video. In that, you said he gave himself co-owner to moderate the room, but when I explain that this isn't how it works, you say that the owner made it so only co-owners can reach it? Again, that's not how it works. There isn't a way to make certain roles able to access points. And even if it was in the sky, where only co-owners can access it, then why make the room public? If they kept the room private, then nobody would have found it. Just saying, none of this makes sense, which is why I don't believe it. Wait, if you think about it, Haidoukin just agreed with something Smoxic said. Actually, a lot of people, including me, talked him into covering the topic, and he agreed. He didn't just jump onto it. Although I think he could have researched a bit more before making the video.
This might be the only true thing said in this entire video. There's a chance that Smoxic was involved in the drama beforehand, but wait, he was never in the What Chicken's Discord server, which is where it started. In fact, he only got involved because Sharkboy found out about the drama and told Smoxic about it, telling him he should make a video on it. This is when they were best buddies.
Did you not pay attention to the clip? I said multiple people asked him to do a video, including me, but you're saying only Sharkboy asked. And if you knew that, then why did you say that nobody asked him in the first video? Excuse me, that kind of behavior is the exact reason this drama started. You are acting no better than Harry. If they make a video on you, then you can react to it, but I will not tolerate you attacking them for the same reason Harry attacked us. Honestly, I was expecting a video the same as his last one on Smoxic, where it's just straight up false, which I was right, but I definitely wasn't expecting him to act like Harry either. Maybe I should just attempt to join their podcast just to piss him off. I think that would be funny.
At the very end of the video, Info says that me wanting to break down and prove everything he says about me is the reason why we're in the drama, even though Smoxic's non-existent podcast was made to break my video down and prove everything wrong, which it couldn't, so they decided not to make it.
This part was more of a misunderstanding on my end. However, he doesn't show the part that I misunderstood, just to make me look bad. I've already admitted that it was a misunderstanding and moved on. However, you were using this as an opportunity to make me look bad.
Also, aren't you breaking down my video and tearing it apart? Very poorly though, I must add. I mean, you're the one who downloaded my video, went through it, nitpicking at everything with subpar evidence, which is obviously made up, and then you turn around and say that the entire reason we're in this drama is because I'm the one causing it.
I'm not saying you are causing it. In the misunderstanding, I thought that he was going to mass report their podcast until it's taken down or they are banned. However, that's exactly what Harry Manlegs did, and Harry's the reason that the drama started and moved on to other people. This is what I meant when I said that this was the main reason the drama started in the first place.
And don't get me wrong, I know I'm doing the exact same thing, but at least I'm not turning around and saying that this is the worst thing someone can do while patting myself on the back for the 2021's Best Hypocrite in the World award hidden away in my mum's basement. Also, I'd like to add that Smoxic and his buddy Benny Bob decided to join my Discord server and be toxic and talk about me and my friends. You can say whatever you want about me, but you do not drag my friends into some dumb drama between a stupid 16-year-old teenager and a person who's trying to hide their identity through a YouTube channel.
Don't drag friends into it. If I recall, you're the one who made that original video. Of course they're going to be toxic to you. Should they have joined your server and be toxic? No, they shouldn't have. But it's cause and effect. You make the video attacking Smoxic, he's going to attack you back. That's why I tried to keep my videos neutral so I wouldn't get dragged into it, but I'm not going to let false info slide by and ruin someone just because you want views. That's why I made the video against you, because you are just getting information from others instead of doing research and making valid arguments.
In fact, I'm just going to say it. Rec Info's main channel is Guy.
He couldn't even say my main channel name right. Like, what?
He is probably going to turn around and say that it's not, but he publicly said it on Xerox's and Sharkboy streams before they were erased off the internet. Speaking about Rec Info, I was in his Discord for 3 days waiting for him to have a conversation with me. I even said that I was willing to talk, and that was when he decided he was going to become inactive on his own Discord server. But when I left the Discord, he decided to become an active member again.
I never said my main channel on Sharkboy's stream, nor do I care if you leak my main channel. I had just hidden it from Harry, so I didn't get banned on Rec Room. But the Harry situation is over, and now it's just a small child trying to attack people like it's gonna work. And I went on active because I actually have a life outside my channel and don't sit in it 24/7. That said, if you wanted to talk to me, you should have DM'd me on either Discord account since you know both of them. But instead, you left the server and rejoined just to cause drama or to be toxic, then left.
You also had the audacity to accuse me of stealing from Devin the Dumb, even though I credit him in the video description and the video itself.
It really doesn't matter if you credit them. You saw his style was getting views and you took it for yourself and ruined it. Devin at least tries to make it look good, while you just put the same image and move it around the screen. And every time you said so, you would zoom in on the character. How you did it just looked bad. And yes, you can make the argument that Devin took it from MatPat. However, Devin tried to separate his style from MatPat. Example, MatPat just modifies the same picture to get the emotion he needs. However, Devin has multiple different models for multiple different emotions. You didn't even try to modify yours, and it lacked emotion.
At this point, I honestly couldn't care about this stupid drama which some angsty teen deprived of attention made up in his mum's basement. Also, Smoxic, or whatever the hell you call yourself now, if you're so busy looking after your girlfriend due to her bipolar disorder, and so busy looking after your mental health, which is a weird circumstance because in the 2 videos you made, you didn't bother to mention your mental health in the video about your girlfriend and vice versa. Almost as if you made it up on the spot to make people pity you.
How dare you accuse someone of making up mental sickness? It's a very serious topic, and accusing someone of faking it does not help at all. Have you ever thought about why people hide their emotions? It's because of people like you who think they're faking it for attention when they really need help and emotional support.
You know what? I'm done. I'm not making any more videos on this because it's officially dead in the water and I'm keeping it that way. Right guy or rec info, go check your so-called facts which you pulled out of your ass.
Does anybody know what he said here? I've listened a few times and still have no idea what he said. I'm guessing he's trying to insult me, but I'm not sure.
Smoxic, stop lying about your life so people can pity you.
Bringing me back to what I said earlier, don't accuse someone of faking mental sickness unless you've met them in person and can tell they are completely fine. You aren't a psychologist, so you wouldn't know. Now back off. I pretty much debunked all of his video at this point. There isn't a single point against me that was true, except for my misunderstanding. But I don't care, because I can actually admit it. And you know what? Just to ruin his satisfaction of revealing my other channel, there you go. Just don't mention this channel over there, as I'd like to keep it away from the drama. I'll have the link in the description. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I made a Rec Room account under the name RecInfo. I like to use it to wander around rec centers. I will not be accepting friend requests through my main account, but if you want to friend me in Rec Room, feel free to add me on the RecInfo account. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me through this painful experience, and I hope that kid gets some help so he doesn't end up ruining his own career. But with that out of the way, I'll see you later.